To the president.
Okey-dokey. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Let's see. Audit strategy,
What's that?
the audit and legal sovereignty, independent entity clarification, financial history proofing. I know there was some talk in Discord regarding that. We need to do an update.
Yeah, Salam. I think I wrote the letter with the response. Ben's completed his audit of the projects for 23, 24, and 25. Could you give us an update as far as how that's going and where we are?
Yes, so I would present your response with the data Ben has provided on Monday to the auditors.
Okay.
So we'll take it from there.
Okay, great. I'm so crazy with technology right now and all. We have Ben and I have built the companies and done the rename within Smiley, but I'm wondering, Salam, if you could fill me in as to where we are with purchase invoices, expenses, and audits. Ben, please feel free to comment as well regarding these expenses for the audit. Where are we? I can't even remember. I can't keep it straight.
Ben, I think you may be muted.
Oh, Ben or Salam, I don't hear you, but Ben,
Oh,
Ben or Salam, can either of you could comment as to where we are with the audit and the expenses?
Yes, so I think with the audit,
Uh-huh.
that was initiated by Salam and it's in progress. Just that there were some other purchase invoices that we were waiting to split the companies, submit them under the Ghana office.
Yeah.
Yes, so I think those ones have not been sub.
Okay. And Salam, you were given I can't keep this straight. I apologize, but
When Salam was to create his purchase invoice this month, he posted a problem about
uh-huh.
not being able to select a particular project that was under Ghana or that was under the old Give Basic Needs. Yes,
Hmm.
which you said you would be looking at.
Yeah. And so our Salam, have you submitted? Okay, so I guess here's the question. Ben or Salam, whoever wants to talk, I don't, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to figure this out. So we've sent crypto from Colussi Family Foundation for the purchase invoice for the audit, but there's more to submit. Is that correct or incorrect?
No, for the audits, there's no more to submit
Okay.
at this moment. No expense have. We've not been. The auditors have not informed us of any additional expense.
Okay.
I
And
think the invoices Ben is referring to is the vehicle associated expenses, which we are waiting for. Now that the separation is completed,
mhm.
I haven't tried submitting those invoices because I was equally thinking uh, those payments will be made from the Ghana bank account, and because the account is not set up yet, that's why I haven't submitted them. But I will try submitting them and see if I'm able to find the project or whether I will still encounter the same problem when I was submitting for my salary this month.
Okay,
No,
yes,
last month.
yes. So here's what we can do. So this is a kind of an overall put your board auditor hat on kind of question for everybody is we now have projects that were started under the Colussi Family Foundation company. And we have projects going forward that are going to go clearly under Give Basic Needs Ghana. The thing that we need to decide is, for example, Warihana is working on the trademark. That project goes under the Colussi Family Foundation. The question that I have for you, Salam, now is, and it's too much for me to hold in my head at once, is do we have a project in the Colussi Family Foundation for the auditors that needs to be moved to the Give Basic Needs organization? And when I say move, I don't mean like literally rename, I mean recreate in Give Basic Needs and essentially close the project in Colussi Family Foundation.
Yes, so it would have been for this new type of audit we want to do, limiting everything to Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
But like I indicated, I am trying as much as possible to make sure that whatever fees we paid,
Mm-hmm.
which was under the Colussi Family Foundation, would be applicable for these audits.
Mm-hmm.
And so we do not have to establish a new project for the audit under Give Basic Needs, since that expense was made under Colussi Family Foundation. So in a nutshell, Colussi
I'm sorry, Salam, you broke. Can you hear us?
strictly,
I'm sorry, Salam. I'm sorry,
yeah,
you broke up. You said
okay,
in a nutshell, and then we lost you.
yes. Yes, so I'm saying that in a nutshell, Colussi Family Foundation incurred the expense for the audit,
Mm-hmm.
but Give Basic Needs Ghana will benefit from that expense.
Right.
Yes,
And
so that is
so
it.
just to be clear, what the residue should take the action item to close. I don't even know if a project was created. Did you create a project for the audit?
I don't believe so.
Salam, was
I
there,
would,
or was it done under the office, or what are we doing here
I
with
think it
project?
was done under the office, but I would check that.
Okay, because is what we should do, I think is what we should do, Salam, as you pointed out, and the president is trying to figure out, is we should close the project for the Ghana office in the foundation because those expenses, while they've happened, that's everything is done. We close that project for the office. Then we go into Give Basic Needs Ghana and we create a new project for the office expenses. Do you agree with that, Salam?
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is what Ben, if Ben, you could take the action item to confirm with Salam either right now or at the end of after the meeting or whatever, is that all purchase invoices that the Colussi Family Foundation was going to pay for the office has been completed and that project can be closed.
Okay, we will
Okay,
cross
yeah.
check that.
All right.
Yeah, and then
Yes,
I
I
don't know.
think
Well, go ahead.
yes, I think I can confirm here that all purchase invoices under the office has been paid.
Okay.
Um, the only we did the only expense was the office budget expense, which we had not submitted the purchase invoice, but it was just a budget document I shared. So I will take note of that and put that in the Give Basic Needs
Company.
company. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So right. So it's clear to say on today's date, which is the 6th of March, we'll officially stop expenses for the Ghana office project in the foundation and open a new one under Give Basic Needs Ghana. Agree, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, great. Ben agrees. Warhana agrees. Okay, so that will take care of that. So then, Salam, once that's done, you can put any future expenses with the audits, which will need to be approved, but we don't have any right now, but those would fall in the future under Give Basic Needs Ghana. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Let's see. I mean, here's Office Tamale, but it's 100%.
okay. So everything should be done. The purchase invoices are all paid. So technically, you should close that project. Now, who's going to build the new project in Give Basic Needs Ghana? Presidu, you've been building projects.
Sure.
So you will take the action item to build the new project for the office
Okay.
under Give Basic Needs. Agree?
Sure.
Okay.
I can do that, yeah.
And so now my question is, before we leave this topic, what other projects, Salam, do you need moved from the foundation to Give Basic Needs Ghana besides the office?
I think for now it's just the office. We do not have any outstanding projects.
Okay, so no outstanding projects. The Health Hub projects, we will have Hub 1 and Hub 2. Have those been built?
No, you told me to wait.
Yeah. So the Presidu, Warihana, I'm going to get to you 1 second. Presidu is going to take the action item to also build Hub 1 and Hub 2 projects under Give Basic Needs Ghana. Agree?
Yes.
Okay, great. Warihana, what do you have for us?
So would the projects I created for the trademark also be moved to the Give Basic Needs Ghana?
No, I think that because the trademark is technically owned by the Colussi Family Foundation, that will stay under the Colussi Family Foundation. So unfortunately for that, I will need to pay crypto at this point in time so that we don't commingle those funds. But we'll take care of that when we proceed with the trademark. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
And then the grant projects should also stay under the foundation, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's only until it's a good question that we haven't answered yet. Warihana, will you be, so let's say you come across a grant
Okay.
that is specifically for the Health Hub, which you've already done, and you apply for that and we get that. Technically, that project should go under Give Basic Needs Ghana company. Agree? Because funds will flow into the GT bank account from there.
Yeah.
So there'll also be expenses from that company. So I think what do we want to do? Do we want to say, you want to make the judgment call when you apply for the projects on whether they are essentially inside of Ghana or outside of Ghana, and if they're outside of Ghana, build them under the Colussi Family Foundation, meaning like it's resources for health food programs in the U.S. or it's general resources, those would go under the Colussi Family Foundation. But if they're Health Hub, then they would go under Give Basic Needs Ghana. Maybe that's the distinction we should use.
Yes, and I agree. If we're applying for funding for a project that will be executed in Ghana, then yes, I agree with you. You should go under Give Basic Needs Ghana. But let's say I'm applying for something that's, let's say, a food project towards your food givens in the US, then we can put it under the foundation.
Right, and I think also any general funds, because we'll want those general funds invested to get until we decide how we're going to spend them. Any prizes or any general funds that were projects that we're treating as grants will go under the Colussi Family Foundation.
Okay.
Because then the resources can be put into the Colussi Family Foundation investment portfolio and delegated to the Give Basic Needs operation at when the time comes that we're going to spend those prize funds.
Okay.
So I think we can state the rule is if, and because the only projects that we're doing in Ghana right now are health hubs this year, I think if you can put
Well, we have the other 2 projects with our trip.
right,
The 3 projects with
and
our
those.
and I've created one already.
Mm-hmm. So do we want to? Here's put your board member hat on and auditor's hat and all those other hats on. Compliance. Would you? Should we differentiate by if the project is executed in Ghana, or should we differentiate if it's a health hub project or not? I don't know that it matters, but you bring up a good point, Presidu, in that if we have projects that are outside of the health hubs, like for example, that are coming up in April, should those be those should be under Give Basic Needs Ghana? They're going to be executed there. The foundation will need to transfer funds to GT Bank, and payments will have to be made from GT Bank. Do you agree, Ben?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so
Yes.
let's differentiate based on Ghana projects. And so we have, here's what we have. President brought up the series of projects that we have. We have the grants, which can live in either of the companies. We can get grants for either company. We have hubs, which today are only in Ghana, the Ghana company. We have events, which can be in either company. And then we have internal, which can be for either company. And so I think we should differentiate if the project executes in Ghana for any of those, they should be under the Ghana company, not the foundation company. And yeah, uh, does everyone agree with that? Warihana, yes. Salam, yes.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to go
Okay,
with that.
okay. And
Yeah.
so, Warihana, when you work with the Presidio and she says, apply for this grant, you should both have the conversation about, is this for Ghana or is this for the foundation?
I think most of them so far have been for Ghana, if I'm correct, Warihana. Okay.
Yeah, it would only be, again, the prizes are going to fall under the foundation, but anything related to Health Hub, technology, etc., would be Ghana. And then Ben, oh, go ahead, Warhana.
Yeah, sorry. Even the prices, if we take the Zayad price, for instance, if we are applying for the health category and then the funding is towards the health hubs, though it's a price, the
Mm-hmm.
price will be for a project in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So
That's
so my question is that, and I know you have investment opportunities, but as the CFO, I can't manage multiple portfolios and multiple accounts, etc. And so I'm wondering, let's say we get a prize, let's say we're fortunate and we get a prize for 500,000 US. If those dollars flow into the GT Bank account, they will stay there and let's just say earn 3 to 5%. Right now, our investment portfolio is doing at least double that with under the management of myself, the CFO. So we're literally losing 5% on $500,000 annually that we could use to put more boreholes in, build more health hubs, pay your wages, pay our wages, hire new people, implement technology, on and on. So I don't have a problem doing that, but it's clearly an opportunity expense that's lost. Salam, how would you think that with your board hat on, how would you like to see that situation handled?
Okay, so with investments in Ghana as a nonprofit, um, first of all, is discouraged
Mm-hmm.
by the Nonprofit Act.
Mm-hmm.
is discouraged to engage in investments. If you invest if you engage in an investment, commercial tax laws are applied.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when they are applying commercial tax laws, the tax amounts you may pay to the Ghana Revenue Services might erode or take away the benefits from the investment. So,
Uh-huh.
for instance, last night I had an engagement with a senior official at Ghana Revenue Authority
Mm-hmm.
discussing taxes around the nonprofits and how we will proceed, given that we are now keeping a Ghana bank account and we are going to be strictly monitored by the revenue authorities. And one thing he said was that, so with regards to investment incomes
Mm-hmm.
that we spend on projects, there's supposed to be some withholding because they will be treated as commercial revenues. And
Mm-hmm.
those withholdings goes as high as 20%.
Wow.
Yes. For
I'm sorry,
service,
just to be clear, 20% on the let's just talk interest, not about like, buying stocks or buying bonds or buying crypto or any of that. Let's just talk interest. So if it's 20% of the interest earned, correct?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so, relatively in the US, that might be far less.
Yeah, we actually in the US we pay like 1.035 or something percent. It's very, very minimal on all of our
Yes.
investment revenue. And so we
Yes.
have that's only at the federal level, zero at the state level because we're organized in the state of Nevada, which doesn't have a state tax. So our total
Exactly.
taxable expenses for interest earned is less than 1.5%.
Yes. So you realize that from this taxable amount or percentage, the cost of investment, depending on the revenue or the interest earned,
Mm-hmm.
might not be that beneficial because if you are investing, let's say $1 million, and at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the year, like you said, you are making 5%, and you are paying 20% of that 5% to the government because it's treated commercial,
Mm-hmm.
um, you might be left with just something small to compensate for your time
Yeah.
and investment efforts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I realize that the tax laws are meant to discourage that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So um, for investment purposes, I would prefer that funds that we know we are keeping for a longer period and those funding is not specifically to Ghana, just like you said,
Mm-hmm.
can go to the Colussi Family Foundation and investment can be done there. Then
Mm-hmm.
one, it takes away even audit complications. If you look at the audit letter the auditors sent to us,
Mm-hmm.
they emphasize that our books currently looks as though we are engaged in an investment which is not advised according to the NGO regulations in Ghana, but that is
Mm-hmm.
not allowed that is allowed in the US.
Uh-huh.
So my position would be that if we have prices specific for health project in Ghana,
Mm-hmm.
then those maybe if we know that the funds cannot be expended over a short period and we need to invest in Ghana,
Mm-hmm.
we should be looking at the safest investments possible. Let's say government bonds or maybe treasury bills.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that at the end of the day, even if we are making $1, the money is not sitting down idle.
Mm-hmm.
But if it is not so specific, I would prefer they go to Colussi Family Foundation where the investment returns can be maximized.
Uh-huh. Okay, very good. Thank you for that clarification. And also thank you for having that meeting with the tax authority as that is a critical part of your job and we appreciate that effort for sure. So, Ben, can you comment on your position regarding what Salam commented on in the topic of prizes, where they should be deposited? The question is, where should the funds, which company should get the deposit from a prize that's not specific to a project, right? That's the ultimate question.
Right.
And I hear Salam saying it's better to deposit in the foundation. The foundation will write essentially or wire those funds as needed then into Ghana. Ben, what's your position?
Yeah, so I'm also standing on the same position.
Mm-hmm.
We, as we operate, we are looking at ways of also maximizing our income to support other projects in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are getting funds that will not readily be used in Ghana,
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be best we have it in the Colussi Family Foundation
Mm-hmm.
so that it doesn't just sit idle in our bank account. With an exception where we have a project that um they require to pay the funds directly through Ghana cedis or
Mm-hmm.
into the Ghana bank account. That is different that we could receive in Ghana,
Mm-hmm.
but amounts that we can receive decide how we periodically spend it on our projects. For the purpose of our investment, I think we can have that in the Colussi Family Foundation.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you for that insight. Warahana, what are your thoughts on this?
I also agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. A lot has been said already, so I agree.
Okay, great. I just wanted to check with you. So if it's a prize, we will try to
Yeah.
apply, assuming the regulations allow, through the Colussi Family Foundation name, and get those deposits in that side of in that company, so that we benefit from the investment. So
Yeah.
if it's not a prize and it's specific to the hub or something like that, we will go ahead and use uh, the Give Basic Needs Ghana company to do that. And Warahana, you'll suggest when you propose those which side of the house you think it should go in. Yeah, that's great. And that gives us guidance. So now, Warahana, do you feel we have things, projects or grants that we should close down or need to move? If so, I think um, you can easily do that. I think, Warahana, if you could take the action item to align the grant projects with the companies based on this discussion, that would be great. It's something you can do. Okay, great. So that would be great. Okay, yeah, because that's I've been meaning to try and decide how to go forward with that. Ben, you have a question?
Yeah. So I'd like to ask finally, what about compliance related projects? Do we re- maintain that in the foundation?
So comply. So yeah. So this is are you referring to
I think it's just going to be projects, like the three projects that we're going to be doing
in April?
in April, and then the health hubs.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Ben. I don't understand your question. Can you give me an example?
Okay, under compliance, all our social media goes into compliance.
Mm-hmm.
All, yes, purchase invoices related to social media, purchase invoices related to all activities that um have to do with compliance of the NGO.
Mm-hmm.
They go into a project named compliance, project 003 or so. So I'm
Okay.
asking, if we do the transition, we will still have to make posts about things that are happening in Ghana on Facebook and that. So where do those purchase invoices fall under?
Yeah, in my opinion, and I obviously want to hear from everyone, is in my opinion, those expenses can stay under the Colussi Family Foundation as expenses, and that burden doesn't need to shift to the Give Basic Needs operation, unless for some reason, Warahana, you see grant benefit in taking on those expenses in the Give Basic Needs organization. So I guess we'll start with with Warihana, how do you see that? And do you agree with my statement that those compliance and advertising expenses should stay under the foundation and not be moved to Give Basic Needs Ghana?
I have a question before I answer. Okay, so let's say we run an advertisement. Does the cost apply to, let's say we run an advert on a post or something, right? Does, how do I even put this question? The posts that we make, there are some that are specific to Ghana. That is, if the project was executed in Ghana. And let's say a project was executed in the US, then, but is there a case where one advert would be run for both projects that happened in the US and in Ghana?
I think that the way that I would handle it is that personally, is that I would in my opinion, it's best to just let the foundation own all of those expenses for both companies with regards to advertising, redesign of logos, whatever it might be in the future. I think just let the foundation pay for all of that. I don't have a problem with that because we're not spending a lot on advertising because our organization is focused on impact.
Ben had something to add too.
Yeah, Ben.
Yes, I think I agree with that. We can have all that still just under the Colussi Family Foundation.
Yeah.
Because if we want to split, there might be a lot of confusions as to some expenses, where exactly it goes, where does it fall under. And as you mentioned, since that expenses are not always so heavy, we can just have that under the foundation.
Yeah, and I think one more point before I go back to Warhana is that compliance. So the name Give Basic Needs is licensed to the Ghana organization. So it's really up to the foundation to remain compliant in globally. So and advertise globally. So that's the other reason that I think it belongs under the foundation and not the individual organization in Ghana, is because you're essentially using a license as a nonprofit that the foundation's given. If the foundation runs into compliance issues in Ghana, that's going to affect the brand of Give Basic Needs. That would be a detriment to our trademark, all operations. So all the more reason to let that be owned, the brand and the marketing and the compliance all owned by the foundation, and those expenses incurred related directly to the foundation, not the Ghana NGO. Okay, back to Warhana. Do you agree with that, or does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, with your explanation, it makes a lot of sense to keep those expenses under the foundation.
Okay, great. And then Ben gave it a thumbs up. Salam, how do you feel about that? Yeah, okay, great. So it looks like we've made those decisions, which are great because we needed to decide. Those are excellent points and good questions. So none of the compliance, media, rebranding, none of that will ever leave the foundation. And those projects that we're currently billing against regarding compliance and will just stay just as they are. We don't need to rebuild those or build duplicate projects in the Ghana side of the house.
Okay, that sounds good.
Great. And you agree as well?
I do.
I know you did, or you would speak up. So.
Yes. No, that's good.
Okay.
All right. Digital infrastructure security. Good old Vault Warden.
Yes, Vault Warden, which is now called Happy Vault. I've given it the happy name. So Happy Vault is there. is operational. Ben, I finally got you in, and it looks like you're able to see some basics, which are just some test secrets, if you will, that I put in there for both the foundation and for the Give Basic Needs Ghana organizations. And the next step is to break down all of the users and build all of the users under there. Warihana, you're able to get in. So I just want to get a feel from both of you as to, okay, I'm in. I could see the secrets. Everything looks good. There's just not any real good secrets to see yet. Is that true, Ben?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, great.
I was able to get in. Not actually a lot at the moment, but
Right.
I'm able to get in.
Okay, great. And that's because I have to go through essentially our secure file and break all of those logins down to individual entries and put them under the proper organization so that once that is complete, then all of our logins will be there. And so I'm taking that action item to do that. Okay, great. Ben agrees. And Warahana, you agree as well? Oh, you have a question? Yeah?
Can I quickly share my screen to show you something?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. When I log into Happy Vault, the only organization I seem to be part of is the Colussi Family Foundation.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I will send you I'm gonna resend you that invite right now
Okay.
for the Happy Vault for Give Basic Needs. Let me go ahead and do that really quick.
The last time when I received all three invites, I think
Okay.
it's the Colussi Family Foundation invite that I clicked on first. So
Okay.
I was able to create an account with that invite. But with the subsequent invites, when you click on it, then it tells you that uh, I think a user with this email already exists.
Mm-hmm.
But if you send me an invite now, I'll just click on it and then we'll see what happens.
Okay, yeah. And the thing is that let's see. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm trying to learn how to use this tool as well. I've not used this tool in the past. Um,
Yeah.
and so let me go to collections and see if I click on these Give Basic Needs collections, as they're called. Maybe I need to go to members. Yeah, members of the Give Basic Needs. I'm looking at Warihana and it says invited. So I'm going to resend the invitation to you now and it should come through. And I see now that Salam, you've accepted. I've gone ahead and confirmed. It's a very handshake oriented thing. So I send the invite, you send the welcome, and then I have to confirm you, and then etc. So Salam, you should be in.
I think somebody raised a hand or something.
Okay. Um, before I go back to the meeting, Warhana, did you receive the invite? One second here.
Oh, yeah. Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I was speaking to a muted mic.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and resend this. One second. To Salam, and I'm gonna go here. Like I said, just one second, and then I'm gonna take this Salam. Okay, looks like Salam is in there. So there are 3 organizations that you should all be members of. I see confirmations here. Let me confirm these. I've confirmed now Ben, and I'm confirming Warihana. And now under Hub 1 members,
Yeah, I see have one now under my
okay,
organization.
great. It looks like Hub 1 members to invite Ben. One second. Ben, you can unmute because I can't see the screen right now. Can you tell me if you can see Hub 1?
No, I'm currently a member of Give Basic Needs Ghana and Colussi Family Foundation,
Okay.
not the Hub. Yeah.
I went ahead and sent uh, looks like it says you're already a member, but I don't see uh it looks like you're a member of Health Hub 1, Ben, and as is uh Warahana.
Yeah. I think I received the invitation for Health Hub 1, but when I clicked on it, I couldn't get through. That was the message I sent on Discord. But later,
Okay.
you invited me again to Colussi Family Foundation, which I accepted. I initially faced this issue with Health Hub One and Colussi Family Foundation, but I think yesterday or so you sent an invitation again for me to join the Colussi Family Foundation, which worked.
Okay, great. So Salam,
Yes.
I'm working on confirming yours. You should have got a new request for Health Hub 1. Looks like,
I just got it.
okay, great. And so I'm going to go through, I'm going to just go one by one. If you can't see Colussi Family Foundation, let me know. Oh, so,
If we can see or can see, right?
yeah, I'm sorry. Let's do it if you can see. If you can see Colussi Family Foundation, let me know verbally because I'm not looking at the meeting.
Okay, I can see Colussi Family Foundation.
Okay, Ben.
Oops, sorry. I
That's
can
okay.
see Colussi Family Foundation and I
Okay,
can see Health Hub One as well. So I have all 3.
you have all 3. Okay, Warhana, let's
Yes.
ask that question. Do you have all 3?
Yes, I have one Give Basic Needs and Colussi Family Foundation.
Great. And then Salam, which ones are do you have?
I have all 3.
Oh, beautiful. Perfect. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to let you know about this is that you can use this for your personal passwords as well, and no one else will see them. So this is a service that you can create a collection, or I'm sorry, there is a vault already uh, that if you go to you say new. I'm sorry, one second. If you go to, sorry, uh, let me see if I get this right. Okay, if you go to, uh, if you look under collections, do you see a default group? When you go to password manager, do you see one that is just it says default or personal when you look at all vaults? If you click on password manager and then you say all vaults, you should see one that is called personal or default. Do you see that?
It's called, yeah, it's called My Vault. Yeah.
Okay, good. So I renamed it. Apologies. Mine says personal. But if you put anything in there, it will be private only to you. And so
Okay.
if you have
Okay.
if you want to use this as a password store for anything like, crypto addresses, for personal notes about medications, about anything, literally, you can just go into that. I'm sorry, Ben, what was the name of it?
My
My
Vault.
vault.
My Vault. If you click on My Vault, you can then add a login, a credit card, an identity, a note, which is just any note, or connection to that. Uh, for example, if you add note, then it will go under. If you say new and you say note, it will ask you um, which of those you want it to go under. And if you choose My Vault, it will be personal only to you. Everything else under Colussi Family Foundation, Give Basic Needs, and Health Hub 1, you now have access to. So is what I have to do is I have to go through here and build. Now that you have access, I have to go in here and build all of the individual logins that need to be shared. So for example, if there were something to happen uh, to myself, everyone should be able to log in who needs to be able to log in to the accounts and change system passwords, do whatever needs to be done. Okay, so now that I'm back on the view and I'm off of the tool, does everybody understand what Happy Vault is, how you can use it personally, and how it's going to be used for both the Colussi Family Foundation and Give Basic Needs and Health Hub 1? Warihana?
Yes, I understand how we are supposed to use it.
Okay.
I just have a question. So, let's say I create an account for the Morgan Stanley venture incubator application.
Uh-huh.
Those login details, I'm supposed to come to Happy Vault,
Yeah.
and then under, let's say, under Colussi Family Foundation or Give Basic Needs.
Uh-huh.
Which one does it go? And
Yeah,
then
yeah, it's a good question. So is what I would say is because uh because this is kind of this goes back to compliance, advertising, prizes, etc. I would suggest we put them all under foundation.
okay,
And then under foundation, you would create Morgan Stanley login information, put in the username and the password there. And then if Ben would need to see it someday, make a change because of a blog post, I need to see it, President needs to see it, Salam needs to see it, we would then have access to it through the Colussi Family Foundation vault.
okay, all right. Yes, this is a very useful tool.
Great. I'm glad that you feel that way, and feel free again to add, all of you, to add any secrets, if you will, about the organizations into this vault. And if you don't know where to put it, please ask. But as Warihana pointed out, and Warihana, one thing you can play with, again, like I said, I haven't used this tool, but one thing you may want to do is, I believe you can build folders in the vault itself. And so you might want to create a folder called grants and then put all of your grant stuff under there. That way we know it's Morgan Stanley grant. And if somebody's got to go in, we can go in and do it. If the president needs to see it, log in, et cetera, et cetera. So feel free to build folders like that for grants or maybe systems administration. You know, the idea is that we'll have these groups that are related to advertising, like Canva logins. You should put those into there because we don't want to spend a lot of time constantly resetting and losing accounts, run the risk of losing data, logins, etc. So there really should be IT and infrastructure operations. There should be financials, and then there should be an overall social media uh, operational groups. And that's what I tried to define in that one document. So feel free to build those folders. I will try to go in there and build those folders and structure things. Once you put stuff in, we might reorganize, but we're just getting started with this tool. And Warihana, I'm glad that you see value in it because I clearly do as well. Great. Ben, are you do you understand and what we're trying to do with the Happy Vault?
Yes, I understand. And I think it's a great way to go with all our passwords across different users. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, for example, when you get the GT Bank account login, you will go to Happy Vault and put that under financials. And then
Okay.
and then once you get the GT login, okay, great, we've got this login, everything's good. Or maybe you get an admin type account for GT Bank, but then you also need a personal account. So you create Ben at GT Bank. You put that login in there. Everything is there. And if I, for some reason, needed a personal account, I would be put mine under GT Bank. All of those can be grouped. And maybe we just because like for example with um, Gemini, we operate with one account under Kevin at Give Basic Needs, but then there are other accounts like Fidelity that we operate. You know, we may need to build different accounts. So let's make the recommendation that uh, I will build before we build anything or know that things are going to be moved. Go ahead and put everything in and we'll organize them appropriately. But there'll primarily be those three groups that are already there, I believe, which are going to be folders for uh, IT and infrastructure, financials, which is completely separate, and then finally operations and socials. And so uh, if you just put everything into there, we'll get it organized and then we'll all be able to have access to what we need to do our jobs. Great. Okay, great. Ben's good. Warihana's good. Salam, do you have any questions about it? No, you're all good as well. Okay, great. So is what I see, just taking a step back, is let's say that Zora is our first Health Hub One RN entrepreneur. She will have her logins for Smiley, as well as maybe she has a bank account. She can use that she can use the personal vault for herself there, but she may also choose to share information in the Health Hub One vault for her Facebook account. Now Ben, who's doing social media, runs into a bind and we need to make a post, or she leaves the organization for some reason, we could take control over that. Or if Warihana builds a website on WordPress for her with a specific WordPress admin, that would go under Health Hub One. Now, if I need to manage Health Hub One's login for their WordPress site, I can go in and do that in a pinch. Ben can do that in a pinch. Warihana can do that in a pinch. And we could also not expose our public WordPress admin logins for our entire organization to her. So one more thumbs up if everybody gets what we're trying to do with Happy Vault. Please just start dumping data in there and we'll organize it, secrets in the future. Does that make sense to everybody? Great. Ben, Warihana, and Salam. Awesome. Okay, so that's what Happy Vault is. President as well, me too. So that's what we will do going forward. And the important thing is that Happy Vault is not hosted on a third party. This is on our Big Happy server, which means the data, the logins go nowhere but on our server, and we own it all. It's all free, but we own it all. It's not somewhere in the cloud. It's not a service that we pay for. It's all staying in one place in a secured infrastructure server that we call Big Happy. Okay, great. So, and again, feel free to use it for personal if you like. That's up to you.
Perfect. Okay, now your LLM.
Yeah, so now the LLM migration. So Warihana, I've been promising you for the last 2 weeks now that I'm going to tell you if we should go forward with the grants on Notebook LM, which is the Google product, or if we're ready to host those on Big Happy and the Olama / anything LLM product. And I have to ask one more extension. I have not had time to delve into the anything LLM tool. I've sent that to both Ben and Warihana to begin to evaluate. And I've exported, this was a major success. I've exported all of the documents from Notebook LM. So Google no longer has our brain, if you will. We have all of those exported as PDFs, and we have all of those exported as one individual big file. The thing that I'm trying to figure out right now, and I'm going to ask for this extension until the Sunday meeting, is that I plan to figure out how to structure it within anything LLM. Is it a directory structure? How do we do that? We're clearly going forward with the project, but I have not had time to delve into that, not only for personal reasons, but also for technology reasons. So I'll ask again for the Sunday extension and let you know which direction we should go, and any input that either of you have now to share with me about the structure, the product, is it a good fit, etc. I'd like to hear from either of you if you've had any chance to look at the product, and I'll begin building those accounts for each of you, so that we can have a central brain, if you will, a second brain, if you will, in our knowledge base on the Big Happy server. I want to hear, I guess, first from Warihana, if that's okay to do the Sunday extension, or if you need to start working on that grant application that's due at the end of the month now. I understand, and we can make a decision right now.
Yes, I think there's still enough time to apply for that grant.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm happy to wait.
Okay, great. I think it's going to be beneficial for everybody. It's just a matter of me getting this infrastructure set up now that we've got it all installed. It's all operational. It's just kind of, we're at the point with, like we are with the Happy Vault, it's how to implement it. That's what that's what I have to figure out. We've got the technology, everything is implemented, it's working. There are no technological challenges. It's how do we use it that I'm trying to figure out. And so, Warihana, on the last note, then, have you had a chance to look at the product at all? Do you have any input as to how we might structure it or use it, or have you been too heads down in other things to really have a look at it?
I haven't actually looked at it that much.
Okay.
I would take a good look at it this evening, and then I will send you my thoughts before the end of the day.
Great. Yeah, that's great. And so I'm trying to look for one overall good YouTube video that explains it on how we should structure it, and I haven't found it yet. And so, if I find things, I will go ahead and post them in Discord and put those out there, as well as I look forward to your feedback and your comments on the. So really, you don't have to think. So I just want to make this clear for everyone. When I say the word Olama, that's the back end brain. And so we don't have to worry about that. It's really what we're trying to figure out how to use is the anything LLM, how to structure our data, how to have it scrape our website, how to put all of our information in it so that the brain, Olama, can essentially use it in a way that we want to interact with. And so Olama has different engines that we can implement, and then that'll be another piece. But right now, it's how to structure the stuff in anything LLM. So again, I look forward to that feedback, Warihana, in the future. So great. And Ben, can I hear any comments or thoughts from you on that?
Yep, I've not also been able to do much digging.
Okay.
Just a surface one that I realized anything LM is gives us so much privacy since we are going to host that ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with Notebook LM, it's a cloud-based hosting by Google. So if we are having sensitive information we do not want to have available on the cloud, we can comfortably have that on anything LM. However, since I've not used it, I don't know of the capabilities it has as compared to um, Notebook LM, because I've seen you generate those podcast things with Notebook LM, which was very professional.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know how we will be able to do that if we move to anything LM.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really good question, and I see those features as well regarding the podcasts, the videos, etc. And is what I'm thinking will actually happen is number one, there are plugins that within Notebook, I'm sorry, within anything LLM that will allow us to, for example, record this video and these notes on directly into our LLM, and then it will generate notes from there. There's also plugins that will allow us to scrape websites, YouTube videos, etc. And so I'm trying to understand those. But the idea is that in your case, Ben, where you specifically brought up podcasts, I had the exact same concern. And is what I think we would do is we would go into anything LLM and ask it to generate a script based on what we want to hear, what we want to do, and to include all of the content. So maybe it would generate a large PDF that would be like a story. I can't remember. I think it's called Storybook, but I could be wrong. Story something, storyboard. Like we would ask anything LLM to create a storyboard for a topic. And then we would take that topic into maybe a Google tool like Notebook LM that's public, provide that uh, storyboard, and then ask it to generate a video or a podcast based on that. So we're not completely leaving Notebook LM. We're essentially taking all of our stuff private and giving it what we want public. Does that help, Ben?
Yes, yes, that helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's really important about um, when we move from Notebook LM to anything LLM and our own hosted AI environment, we will be able to control um, the amount of creativity versus the amount of factual information. So if we ask for a legal document, we can turn the creativity to zero, essentially. Let's just say in theory, right? We can turn the creativity to zero, which means it will only use fact-based information that we've given it. Whereas within anything LLM, a different workspace that's not legal and financial could be a creative workspace. And this may have a creativity level of 5. And this might be something that Ben uses when he goes to generate blog posts. So it's still going to use all of our fact based information, but it's also going to become more conversational as opposed to more legal. So by bringing all of this AI technology in to the big happy server, we can control that creativity level as well as its ability to persist memory about past conversations, because we're going to use it. That workspace will become a place we can all dialogue with it legally, a place we can all dialogue with it creatively. If Salam needs to send a thank you letter to a future donor or a past donor in uh, in Ghana, we might have a workspace for that has a creativity level of 3 as opposed to 5 or as opposed to 1. And now when that happens, Salam in theory will get very good thank you letters that provide extreme details about our organization really quick that he can then simply send off. So by bringing this in house, we gain the benefit of controlling not only how long the conversations can happen over time, because there's something that happens in all AI models, and that's called contextual drift. So over time, if you have introduced a creativity of 5, the drift gets further as time goes on. So if you originally say, create an amazing project for me, after 3 days of conversation, it may have forgot the original goals. By bringing that in-house, those original goals and that drift can be controlled. Sometimes you want that drift for creativity, but sometimes in legal documents, you don't want any drift hardly at all, because you need it to be very spot on, very contextual to everything that the organization has done in the past. So that's why we're bringing this product in-house. We're using our own AI models. We're using our own data to basically control what the output looks like and have the memory last for as long as we want based on configurable parameters within the workspace. So this is why I haven't gotten to the how are we going to use this thing yet answer. And I'm working on that. But I will continue down this road, and that's essentially why we're going to use it, how we're going to use it, and why it's going to be beneficial to each of you, because these workspaces will be able to be shared across entire organizations, like Give Basic Needs, or be personal conversations that you have with the data. And ultimately, you'll end up with this data on your phone, and you'll have your own login. So there's an anything LLM app that will connect to so we're deploying what's called a headless server, and I don't want that to be complicated, but it's what that means is it essentially lives in our cloud. It lives on Big Happy, and you'll connect your phone app to it, and you will be able to get the same exact results on your phone. So if Salam is working with an official in Ghana and they have a question, in theory, he will be able to open his app, ask our AI interface through the app, ask it a question, and get a response immediately. If Ben is in the field and needs to get a blog post put out, he'll be able to do that immediately. Or if somebody wants to share information, they'll be able to put it in immediately. So this is the vision of where we're going with AI, and I hope that you'll be along for the journey. Because it is a journey, just like with our Happy Vault It's going to take some time. We're all learning new technologies, but in the end, it's going to put us leaps and bounds ahead of all of the competition. We're going to write amazing grant applications. We're going to have amazing donor interactions, and we're going to be extremely compliant all at the same time. So that's where all of that is, and I am working very hard, as you could imagine, to make all of that happen from my CTO hat.
Good job.
Thank you. So thank you for that, Ben, and Salam, I appreciate that, and Warihana as well. So yes, I'll give that some love as well. Okay, great. So that's where we are with the technology stack and what we're doing. All the backups are in place for our stack. After we get to the point of doing, after I get past the point of implementing anything LLM, we will move to the 3X or 3CX PBX technology to do the phone system, the voice automation, all of that. That'll happen after we get our AI stack up and running for all of you, because it's important. As you can see, Warihana has a need for it right now. And so that is right now, besides working through some bugs that Ben has in ERPNext, those are my top priorities, the bugs in ERPNext or current implementations. My remaining priorities list anything LLM and next. So I just have one quick question before we move from the technology stack, and that's, other than Ben and the permission problems that he's having right now, is there anyone else having issues with Smiley? Salam, are you able to do everything as you know right now? I know you have work to do with creating purchase invoices under the new company, etc. But if there are known issues, please make sure they're posted in the systems and ERP channel. But Salam, are you okay with Smiley as of today?
Yes, I am. Except that when I tried creating a purchase invoice,
Okay.
I get a pop-up that, so when I go to select, let's say, project, I get a pop-up saying I don't have permission. But when I
Okay.
clear the pop-up and I proceed, it works. So I don't know whether this will stop.
And my question to you, Salam, is this, what company is this for? Is this for the foundation or Give Basic Needs Ghana?
I think for both, because for both. When I tried Give Business at first, I had those issues.
Okay.
Then I went to the foundation too, and I had that. But it still worked. It still allowed me to submit the purchase invoice.
Okay. So is what I'd like you to do, because that is an error, is next create that error again and
Okay.
take a snapshot of the error and send it to me in ERP systems ERP in Discord, and then I will work that along with Ben's permission problem. So we moved to a very rigid permission solution in Smiley because of the organizations and the compliance and the separation of the companies. And so we're going to have a few kinks that we need to work out. I'm working them with Ben. Salam, you're obviously seeing some of those. So if you could drop that in Discord, that will be great, because that will help us move forward.
All right, I'll do that.
Great. Thank you, Salam, for that. And Warihana, how about you? Are you seeing any issues currently in Smiley?
No. I've been able to create purchase invoices as well as projects. So yeah, I'm good here.
Great. And Warihana, just for clarification, are you doing that in the foundation company or the Give Basic Needs Ghana company?
That was in the Give Basic Needs. No, the purchase invoice was in the foundation.
Okay.
And then the projects, I believe, were in the Ghana company.
Great. Okay, so you're interacting across company with no problem. It's Ben and Salam who might be having some, or are having issues with permissions. So the permissions issues in Smiley are my number one priority. My number two is the anything LLM. Okay, great. Thank you for that input. And if you see problems arise, please post them in Discord. Just say, I'm having this problem. Put the screenshot, and I'll work through those as quickly as I can. Great. Thank you, everyone.
I don't necessarily have a problem. It's
Okay.
just like the naming of them.
Yeah.
Like you can't rename them.
Okay. Is it that you can't rename them? Is it that you get a permission error? Or is it that I apologize if those names have been lost during the migration? There's actually physically nothing I can do about that.
Ooh, okay.
There's no naming. Production Smiley is production Smiley. So if you see changes, just like on the websites, with just like as I told Warihana and Ben, when you look at our WordPress instances for the foundation and for Give Basic Needs as an organization, those are production now versions. There is no going back. There is nothing. So make the changes you need in the systems you use to make them better. And
Okay.
so for you, Presidu, you're saying
The names, the party names were lost, but then also I cannot change the party names because
what is a party name?
It says right here, like
Under contracts?
under contract. So I
Okay.
just created this contract for you and Ben to sign for the trademark.
Okay, so Ben, you agree that we still have that trademark to sign. You and I agree?
Yes, I agree. I just received an email.
Okay, great. So I will be signing that. Now the president is saying she is trying to rename
See how it says there?
the contract.
Yes. It does not ever save it.
And do a Control Shift reload here. Control Shift R is your friend in all situations because that eliminates the browser cache. So always try a control. Here's your 3 things before you post an error about any system. 1, Control Shift R. Clear the cache on your browser and try and reload the page. If that doesn't work, please log out of whatever system you're in, Smiley for example, and log back in and try the exact same thing. If the problem persists, put the snapshot in Discord. It's a bug. I will work it. Okay, so now you're saying you've done the reload.
Yeah.
And you're unable to rename it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so changed it again here. It had extra extensions.
Okay.
So it just said trademark agreement. I say rename.
Okay. Now there is a checkbox there that says merge with new.
Yeah.
I've
never checked that before.
I understand, but we're dealing with a completely different version of Smiley. We've moved a major revision from 14 to 15, and 16 is already out there. So we may need to do things a little bit different to make things work. So you're saying you've never said merge with existing. If you check that, what happens?
We will see.
Are you sure?
This cannot be undone. Yeah, that's fine because they're both the same.
And we haven't signed it, and this is one before. So you wouldn't submit it. Nope, it's still in draft mode. No, don't click on that again. Go back out to the contract here. Control Shift R here and make sure it's all fresh. And it didn't reload. Okay, so that would be something that you would document and put in systems, and I would look at that as a lower priority.
Got it.
Than permissions, but the ability to rename contracts doesn't appear to be working. So the president will put that in Discord, and I'll look at that after I get to Warihana stuff.
Okay. Let's see. Grant acquisition. I've received a couple emails, or I think it's from info, that you have some submissions that you've done, Warihana, or at least logging in and getting into the portal for the grants and things like that. Any other updates that you have for the grants? How are the submissions going, or the profiles, I guess?
Yeah, so the one that I started working on is the one with the closest deadline, 30th March. That's the Morgan Stanley one. Yes, so that's the one I started working on. And those were the emails that you got from them.
Perfect. Okay.
Great.
That's great.
Great. And I apologize. I sent you that one, not checking where it had come from. I thought it had come to me specifically, and I didn't know if you wanted me to create an account or if that was coming through info. I should have looked. If it was coming through info, I know that just a thumbs up here from everybody who receives info at Give Basic Needs messages. Just a reminder for me. I know I receive info at Give Basic Needs. Ben does. Warihana does. Salam, do you receive those emails?
No.
Okay, so if someone emails info at Give Basic Needs, Salam, you do not get it, but the four of us do. Agree? Yeah, I think we're all good because Warihana and Ben said they get them. You get them, right, President? Okay. Okay. So great. So Warihana, I didn't realize, that's why I forwarded it to you. I should have looked at that.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I've also
Great.
created projects for the AJA Foundation grant
Uh-huh.
and just the Morgan Stanley one,
Uh-huh.
and as well as folders. So the Morgan Stanley, all the information that we need to put into anything LM, I've already organized them in a folder. So I'm just waiting for us to get ready.
Okay, great. Oh, that's awesome. Beautiful. And again, that's exactly what we need is what I see in as of this moment, which could totally change, but what I see is a workspace in anything LLM that will be a grant folder, or that will be a grant workspace, and that will take all of those documents and that information that you're working on, Warihana. So good job grouping that together and preparing for the migration. That's awesome. Great work on that.
Very good.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, GT Bank. The updates there.
Yeah, so how are we doing on the bank account, Salam?
Yes, I think we are progressing steadily. As at 6 p.m. yesterday, Ben, I was coordinating some forms that Ben had to complete, and he was able to do that. So we've submitted everything to the bank. Today was a holiday. As you may be aware, today is our Independence Day. So
Congratulations
hopefully,
and happy Independence Day.
thank you.
Yeah.
So hopefully Monday we would continue, and I'm hoping that Monday we'll get it done.
Okay.
If no more information is required.
Great. Excellent. And I think Ben and I are in good standings with regards to the chart of accounts and ready to receive those deposits into the initial deposits. And once those initial deposits are complete, I will initiate the wire transfer to GT Bank in the amount that we need to really start going on Health Hub 1, as well as starting I'm probably going to set up a reoccurring deposit, obviously, because wages will be paid from there. So we don't have a whole lot yet right now in the Gemini account for USDC, as I paid your wages, and I've stopped that auto deposit so we can keep our funds invested in Fidelity as long as possible. So I'm going to probably set up just for Ben's information, is that I'll probably set up a reoccurring wire transfer or bank to bank transfer with GT Bank for obviously for your wages, and then projects will be as needed.
All right, that'll be great.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
The Chase Bank statement provision to Warihana to unblock the Benevity verification process.
I have not given that to Warihana. Are you still struggling with Signal?
Yes. So I even cleared some files on my phone, and now I have about 6 GB free storage, but still I couldn't finish the setup.
Okay. And can you share what error you're getting or what it's saying?
Yes. So
You
it
don't have to
says,
share it right now, but send the error to me that you're getting on the signal
okay.
install. You can either do it to, because it's, unless it's sensitive, you could do it ideally to systems dash ERP in Discord, so others might have that problem as well in the future, or you can just do it to me privately in WhatsApp.
Okay. All right. I'll do that.
Yeah, and then we'll try to work through that, and I will get you that. Now, a bank statement, I don't believe is going to have our full account number, but I should put, maybe President could take the action item to add the Chase information into the Happy Vault, and then Warihana, you'll be able to see that routing information if we get it set up right, or at least Ben will, and then maybe Ben can enter it into the site. I'm not sure how to do that. We'll work on it. The president,
Action item.
the president will take the action item to lead the effort to get you the information, either the bank, including the bank statement and the routing information, either through the new Happy Vault or via Signal for the Chase account to you, Warihana. Does that sound okay to you?
Yes. So I just tried Signal again, and it worked this time. So
Good.
yeah. So I should look for you and send you hi. Eh?
Yeah, please do that to the president, and she's also on Signal.
Okay. Yeah, I see her. I see her
Oh,
already.
great. So yeah, if you message the president in Signal, then she can send that bank information over to you as well as the statement.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that worked. Excellent.
Okay, Benjamin, complete the manual audit spreadsheet linking historical giving events to past expenditures. How is that going?
Yes, so that's been going well. I was able to finish with that, and I shared it in the Tamale office. Yeah, though I initially had an issue with the project's ID. I couldn't get them because I wasn't getting access to the individual projects. But what I finally did was I noticed from our Google Photos that the project IDs were correct for the past events. Yes, so I had to use that
Okay.
just to type it on Smiley, and I'll see that the name actually corresponds, just that I can't open it, and I'll know that it's in the right format.
Okay.
Then I had to yes, compile that in the new document I shared.
Beautiful. It's a good check, right? Because our photos need to line up with the projects. So even though you had to do a workaround, it was definitely part of your compliance job. Excellent work on that. Thanks for putting that all together.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Good.
Yeah, and then also, I just want to confirm with Salam that you're good now getting that in the letter to the auditors. I think we talked about it earlier, but you don't need anything else from us right now, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, great.
Perfect. This is for the auditor. Deliver the revised auditor response letter clarifying the trademark license agreement between the U.S. and Ghana entities. But I think we took care of that.
Right. So Salam took that action item, and he's gonna keep us updated, either in Discord or the meetings as we go forward. Correct, Salam?
Yeah, I didn't hear the president very well.
Oh, sorry. It just said deliver. This was an action item for Kevin, but it said deliver the revised auditor response letter clarifying the trademark license agreement between the U.S. and Ghana entities.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. I would deliver that and keep everyone posted on Discord.
Great. Thank you so much.
And then for Warihana, provide an update on the Accra-based trademark attorney search for local IP protection.
Yeah, I listened to the audio yesterday as I was driving, and yeah, Warihana, please give me your thoughts on this.
Yes. So I shared a summary of our conversation.
looking at everything, I think it's a very pricey endeavor that we are embarking on.
Mm-hmm.
With the logos, starting with the logos, he said we can only register the key part of the logo.
Yeah, I thought that was
That's,
so odd.
yeah, that they said that's the only part of the logo that is artistic. So then, but then it makes sense to me because you see, when we register just the give part of the logo, then we can combine it with basic needs, and then that's still unique. No one else can use that give part of our logo, which is what even makes our logo unique in the first place.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. And
and
so
then
one thing that I had to get straight in my mind and for everyone on the call is that the trademark is different than the copyright, correct? In that the copyright registration is for the words give basic needs, and the trademark is for the logo, correct?
um,
Or are we talking? Is what I was confused because there's no problem with with registering the words give basic needs, but that falls
okay,
on the copyright side, not the trademark side. I mean, even though this person's going to do it all for us, or we're going to lump it into one project, it's technically no one can use the words give basic needs, but they also can't use the logo with the give and the hand.
yeah,
And that's what I'm
yeah,
trying to differentiate in my mind is that we can have health, Northern Health Shield, Southern Health Shield, Eastern Health Shield, Western Health Shield, but those are just words and not images. Images, I think, have to do with copyrights, and
yes,
words have to do with
trademark.
trademark. Oh, it's so confusing. can, can you so I think how can we, because when I first heard about it, when I first was listening, I was getting confused between those two things. So how can we differentiate in our minds, all of us, this problem that I'm struggling with about what words we can protect versus what images we can protect? Should we just say the words and the images and leave it at that, and then you'll straighten it out when we do the application? Or how can we do that?
Yes, so copyrights protects, let's say, original creativities, like original works, something creative, something artistic.
Okay.
So for the logos, we are more like registering them under copyrights.
Okay.
But then trademarks also protects brand identities such as the names, slogans, and even logos.
Okay. See, that's where it
So
gets confusing because I feel like the logo was an image, and then I was like, "Oh my God, is it a copyright? Is it a trademark? Which one goes where?" So how can?
but in our yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
in our case, the names, like the phrase, let's say give basic needs,
Yeah.
health shield, those ones go under trademarks.
Okay.
And then the unique or the artistic part of our logos, which is what they are advising us to register, go under the copyright registrations.
Okay. So the way I'm going to keep it straight in my mind, you tell me if I get it right. Copyright starts with a C, which is also creative, also starts with
Yeah,
a C. And so those are related to creative images, right? And so everything else starts with a T and goes on the other side. So if I say, oh, I want to protect the words give basic or basic needs, that goes on the T side, the trademark side, not the C
yeah,
side, the creative side. Agree?
yeah. Yeah, correct.
Okay. That's how I will keep it separate in my mind, is that when we say copyright, we're talking about the creative work essentially that what was her name? Christina did
Yes, yes.
with the images, etc. But now there's one problem in my mind, is that you said logos can fall under the trademark.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand that part, because it's creative unless it's just I don't know how to separate that in my mind. How can a logo,
Yes.
which is creative, go under a trademark?
Yeah, I'm also struggling to get that. I just
Okay.
took that definition from Google,
Okay.
but
Yeah, no,
maybe
it's
this is
good.
So
something
can
we
you
were learning about.
Yeah. So Salam,
trademark? Can I come
Salam.
in?
Yeah, please.
Trademarks are usually for products, and then service descriptions. So I think the logo goes under trademark because that is a product. It's a creation of give basic names, and that is what sells the organization. Now, when you come to the other words, the give basic, etc., the health hubs, those are copyright um, statements.
Yeah, confusing us.
Yeah, it's so confusing to me. That's why I have to get it straight in my mind, because I feel like maybe we don't need, maybe we just need the trademark. Maybe we just, I don't know. I don't know how to get this separate. You, so I'm open. Yeah, Warihana. So Salam, thanks for that input, but I'm still confused. How can I get this straight? I had it with the C, and I said C is for creative, but is that wrong, Salam, in your opinion?
No, the simple separation of trademark and copyright I know
Uh huh.
is trademarks are usually just for products, and trademarks are mainly focused on by companies to protect their products and their brands. When it comes to um, statements like names of organizations and any other uh, name or any statements you would have created and want to patent it, it goes under copyright. And so, usually, the challenge with copyright is that the name you are bringing must be unique to you. And so, if you look at the feedback Warihana's lawyers gave with regards to the give basic name, trademarking the whole name, that's what they are indirectly telling you, that is the logo aspect, which is a brand or a product for us. For the basic needs, those are words, and we can't trademark them. It doesn't mean we cannot copyright them. Now, if we try to copyright them, it is now left to the Registrar General Department to decide whether we can actually copyright those words or those statements or not, depending on if they feel these are not um, names we can claim ownership of. They are not peculiar to us, and that the
Uh-huh.
general public can use them. And that is what the whole thing of the search is all about. So the
Right.
search tells you if these names you are going to copyright are unique enough for you to copyright them or not before you will now proceed. So, for instance, if we go and say we want to copyright basic needs, the registrar general might say, um, we don't want to give you the sole right to that because that is not so unique to you, it's not so peculiar to you.
Right.
uh, we want the general public to be able to use it as well, so we cannot give you that. But you only get to that conclusion when you have paid and conducted the search
within the Registrar General. But for the trademark, which is our products created by us, which is the logo, that one can outrightly be trademarked. So it's not necessarily pertaining to the uniqueness of your design or whatever. The issue about uniqueness of whatever you are presenting is just to tell you that what you are bringing is peculiar to you. You are the originator, and you should have ownership over it.
Right. And so now that's different than what Warihana was saying. Agree, Warihana?
Yes. So the lawyer said they don't trademark logos; they register them, and it's the voice that will trademark. That was what he said. And when you listen to the audio, I think that's what he said.
Yeah, and it was confusing because then when his wording, then he did say something about icons, and so or and logos on both sides or something. So I don't. I guess is what I'm wondering is I'm wondering if we should get another opinion
Okay.
and maybe talk to a different lawyer and or either that or we could maybe go to this site called WeWorks or Fiverr or something like this
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
where we can get like a trademark uh, expert to
Okay.
review our case and then maybe help us. I don't know how to proceed. I know what I want to protect. I want to protect the logo. I want to protect the names. I don't want anybody to create a Northern Health Shield product. I don't want anybody to create a Southern Health Shield product. I don't want anybody to use Give Basic Needs. So I'm confused between the words and the logos, but yet like he was saying our icons are not unique enough. But clearly those are not any other no one else does Instagram logo like the way we've done our icon for Instagram. So I don't know why that wouldn't be unique.
Right.
And then he mentioned the colors, and it's not as though we want to protect the colors. We don't want rights to the color. Everybody can use the color. We just don't want we want the color to differentiate and we don't want this is like how Google has their 4 colors or 3 colors, the yellow, the green, the red. If I called it Snoodle and I used those 3 colors, that wouldn't be allowed. They'd tell me to shut it down. But if I did Snoodle and I did black and green and blue, it would be different. So that's why it's kind I don't understand enough, and I don't know if anybody does. Ben, do you have any input?
Yep. So, though I didn't listen to the recording from the lawyer, but it appears that his opinion is a little bit different from what we earlier on established. So yeah, we could make more looking around to see the clear way forward. We need to actually be very clear with what we are doing before we proceed.
Yeah, because as
Yeah. So
Warihana pointed out, and is that we're going to spend the foundation is going to spend some money on this, but this is what the foundation needs to do. We need to do it. It's just, are we doing it right? So Warihana, I guess one thing I'd ask for you is if you could post the lawyer's conversation. I don't think there was sensitive information in it, but if you could post that audio to Discord, then Salam could hear it and Ben could hear it as well. And
Okay.
and then we can. So
You want it in the tamale office or?
no,
Does that belong?
it should go. Where was the conversation in marketing?
Yes, it was in marketing.
Marketing and media. So if you could drop it there, then Salam could listen in, Ben could listen in, and the one thing that I'm going to ask the group to put your board hat on and say, Warihana, if we're looking for another opinion, should we look in Ghana or should we try to find an external international person who does this for comment?
I think we can look for another law firm in Ghana
Okay.
to give their second opinion. Since this is something we are doing in Ghana, they would understand how trademarks and copyrights are done in Ghana.
Right, but we do agree that at the end of the day, this is an international thing because we don't want to have to do this when we go to Mexico or we come to the U.S. or whatever. This should be an international trademark licensing, copyright, whatever word you want to use, agreement. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, but you think we should get another opinion in Ghana?
I mean, we are just getting opinion, so we can get an opinion from someone in Ghana and someone international.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you think both. Ben, what do you think?
Yes, I think I agree with what Warhana is saying. Since we are trying to register currently in Ghana,
Mhm.
I understand these laws might be different and the processes involved in registering might be different across countries.
Mhm.
So, yes, getting someone who is in Ghana or a law firm in Ghana to take us through the process might be ideal
Mhm.
because some from different countries we could have their opinion. Then when we begin the registration in Ghana, they tell us that this is not done this way in Ghana. So
Mhm.
I think we could have a Ghanaian law firm look into it again for us.
Yeah.
And what the lawyer actually did was they actually went to the Registrar General Department to make inquiries specific to our application. So yeah, if we get another law firm in Ghana who could actually do that also, that would be great.
Right. Right.
Too.
I agree. I agree with that. Salam, what do you think our approach should be with your board hat on?
Yes, I agree to that.
Okay, so we should get another opinion in Ghana from a different attorney. And Warhana, if you could not only post the audio from the previous conversation for Ben and Salam to hear, but if you could also seek out an additional council member or lawyer who could help us with this in Ghana, that would be great.
Okay, all right, sure, I'll do that.
Thank you so much for taking the lead on this. We really appreciate it. Great, thank you.
Okay, that is all that I had for the agenda.
That was enough.
Yes.
Skipping 1 week it really makes it stack up. Sorry for that last week. I was very trying to get things up and we were not in a good spot.
Yeah, no.
So I personally don't have anything more.
Perfect. All right. Ben, how about you?
No, I don't have anything more.
Okay. Warahana?
Yes, I don't have anything, but Kevin,
Yeah.
if it's possible, could you add a DNS record for the subdomain travel.give basic needs for me so that whilst I'm waiting for anything LM, I could be working on that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. It's a good point. So I can definitely enter that. Do we want to? Is that the DNS that you want? Is just travel.givebasicneeds.org?
Yes, and do you have an SSL that applies to the Give Basic Needs domain and all its subdomains?
I'm sorry, one more time.
Yes. Do you have an SSL that applies to the Give Basic Needs domain and all its subdomains?
Yes, I do.
Have to...
Yeah. So givebasicneeds.org is protected. with an SSL certificate, and all subdomains are as well.
Okay, great. Then once you add the DNS, then I'm good.
Okay, great. And then I will I will need to enter, so for the domain to work, I'll need to enter it in our proxy server so that the request can go from travel.givebasicneeds to our web WordPress container. And I'm not sure, I need to know some things, but I will get with you. I'll set that up. And then, do you already have the WordPress container built for travel.givebasicneeds.org?
Yes, so I went to the WordPress admin, then I went to add new sites, then I added the travel, then there was already the .give basic needs part, and then after that, when I tried visiting the sites, they said site cannot be reached or DNS something something. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
have to look at the error and send it to you.
Okay, yeah. You can just drop that in. If you get an error message, just drop it in systems-ERP Discord, and I'll wire it up. And it's good that you've already created the WordPress site, because that'll give something for me to point it directly to. And you're wanting just the word travel. Travel.give. It's not travels, it's not happy travel, just travel. And you don't need to use those old logos and stuff. Create your own, have fun with it. Doesn't matter to us.
Okay.
Because those
Yes,
are
it's
not
just
those aren't brand related either, since we've rebranded since all of that. So it should all be a new logo for for travel.
So the subdomain should just be travel.givebasicneeds.org.
Yeah.
And for the domain, what I was doing is, you see the Give Basic Needs domain, I have just put Happy Travel below the Give Basic Needs domain,
Okay.
and I was thinking of using that as the logo
Yeah.
so that we can still trace it back to Give Basic Needs.
Okay, yeah, I think that's perfect. And I think the airplane logo that I did, I think, is out of date, and you can create much better. So feel free to have fun with it, and I will set up the domain name right after this call.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Salam, anything from you? Anything else?
Yes. About the travel to Ghana next month.
Yeah.
I would want to just as the President have already built those projects. I want to make all necessary procurements and logistical arrangements this month, because they are coming in next month.
Yeah.
And next month, when you are in, we are not going to be on ground till maybe a day or two to the events when we are in northern region. And so myself and Ben, we discussed extensively yesterday about putting together a team, especially with the peace Durbar. We need to get the local buy-in for the event, meaning we need to begin to talk to the electoral areas that are involved, the assemblymen, the opinion leaders, and also depending on how big we want the event to be, how official we want the event to be, or just an ordinary gathering. We'll need to also send out letters as early as possible, because it's just next month. And some of the people, for the purposes of the event and the team, given that the area was affected by a major conflict, I think this event is very timely and is something that would give a lot of credence to Give Basic Needs. So we were thinking of involving the regional director of the National Peace Council. We're also looking at bringing the regional the Northern Regional Minister of State to the program.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the mayor is going to be there. And so, with some of these people, you need to give them ample time so they can put the events in their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to have all of them in that program, so I want that to be expedited, and we make all the necessary preparations as soon as possible.
Yeah, I
Yes,
completely,
that
I
is if we all
completely.
agree to the scope. If we all agree that we want it to be in that magnitude, and by so doing, the president will have to prepare a peace speech to come and deliver.
Uh, a peace speech.
Yes,
That would be very good. It does not need to be long. It just needs to be poignant.
yes. Then I mean, just letting the people know the importance of peace. If there's no peace in the region or in the district, give basic needs in the first place won't be able to work there, and
Yeah.
other developmental agents will not be able to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And so, one of the reasons why these areas are extremely poor is because of the lack of peace sometimes. Because when you are making investments in the areas, you are not even certain of your safety or the safety of your investments.
Right.
So, like you said, it needs not be a long speech, but the people in the area already associate with our organization. They see the impact we bring to them every now and then. So, having the president speak on matters like this, I think, would question their conscience, and uh, these developments may never happen again.
Yeah, I think that's super powerful. Salam, if you were going to put a time on the speech, how long would you expect it to be?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
Anything from 1 to 10 minutes. It's okay.
Okay. And then the other thing I was going to ask, so Salam, it sounds like you're lining all of these people up for this event. And this is where we're going to do the Jollof beat, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so the thing that I was wondering is from a media standpoint, and this is to Ben as well, because we still haven't gotten on Wikipedia. Do we want to have this covered by a local media house, or will they just cover it? How does
If
that work? I feel like we should have some coverage, obviously on our socials, but I feel like even Warihana could use this as a grant opportunity or symbolizing the effort that we're putting in on the ground.
Yes, so before the event, we can have media talk about it.
Okay.
But on the day of the event, if we are bringing someone like the regional minister, then definitely, automatically, when he's moving, the media follows.
Aha.
So we will get some free media coverage.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So so this is kind of a challenge because I hate to go down this road, but I think it's important. So let's say that Salam decides he needs 200 US dollars to bring a media house in to cover this for us properly because he's our execution guy on the ground. He says, look, we're going to do this. We're going to feed Jollof. We're expecting this many people. You over here, Americans, or go cook Jollof. The president is going to give a 10-minute speech along with the mayor, et cetera, et cetera. But we need this media expense to be covered. Now, we've already said in previous conversation that the media was going to be covered by the foundation organization. So, should this simply, what project should this fall under for this media expense of 200 US? Obviously, the jollof, the rice itself, the seasonings, operations on the ground. That goes all under the giving event project for under the Ghana and to the Give Basic Needs Ghana. But now we've talked about media expenses that are more than just Facebook. Should they go under the media expenses for Give Basic Needs Ghana? I believe so. It's only the the generalized media like Facebook and maybe branding and printing of labels or whatever it is we need to do that would go under the foundation. So, what are your thoughts, President, on that? Do you agree that we should put the media house coverage of this Dunbar event should go under the purchase invoice and budget for Ben to look at under the Give Basic Needs Ghana entity? Is that correct?
I think so.
You think so as well?
Yeah.
Salam, what do you think?
Yes, I agree. I think so too.
Okay. So part of what you'll be getting approved includes the budget for the media house. That'll go through the financial side, both of Ben on the validating those financial things in the budget, and then the foundation will make a distribution for that project specifically to fund that after they agree, after the foundation agrees to fund it. Does that make sense to you, Salam?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. And then Ben, do you agree with this?
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, great. And then Warihana, you as well? Okay, great.
Perfect.
Great. I just want to make sure because we need to keep the funds clean and everything is new. So I'm having a triple check. I apologize to repeat, but I want to make sure, like I said, the hardest thing is communication, and we all have to be on the same page. So communication is important.
Definitely. Anything else regarding the trip, Salam?
No, for now, yes, nothing else.
Okay, great.
Great.
I know in WhatsApp, Ben, that Haley had produced or published a list in there of things we need for the Peace Day and for the children activity or the mental health day, the children activities. And then I know Maya replied to and looking at and possibly shopping this weekend. So if you don't mind, Ben, to take a look over those art supplies and let us know or reply in the chat which items we could get there in Ghana versus what we will need to purchase in the US and bring with us. That would be helpful to know because we didn't know like how many pencils we could get there or how many crayons we can get and things or paper, notebooks and such. So if you could just look over that list for me, please, and let me know what we can purchase there. And then I will get with Maya to purchase the rest of the items and Haley in the US.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw that. Thanks for bringing this up. I wanted to clarify, most of the things on the list
Mm-hmm.
could actually be gotten in Ghana. But initially, I was thinking we are getting everything from the US here, like the paper on the list, the pencils, the erasers, all could be gotten in Ghana. So if we are getting them in Ghana, that means we would have to be creating a separate purchase invoice for us to procure them here before you come. Would that be right?
Yeah, no, yeah, it would be. So it's best if we bring what we can because that will those are additional donations that, for example, the Thierry family would be making to the project. So we're obviously welcoming that if they choose to bring a box of pencils or someone decides to bring some special paper or whatever it might be, that would be beneficial, obviously, to the project. So yes, if you could just look over the list and say, don't bother bringing this, we'll get it here because it's heavy or it makes sense to, then do that. If not, we'll go ahead and bring what we can because um, this is probably a falsehood, but uh, in our mind, sometimes we think that we can buy in bulk and get discounts. And so to buy a box of 500 pencils in the US could be cheaper, but unless we literally are going to price every item out, we won't know.
Mhm.
So I don't know how to answer that. That's all my input. That I think
Okay.
if you could just review the list, give us some advice, and know that we'll be bringing what we can, what we can't bring, we'll be purchasing.
Okay, okay. This is clear now. Then I'll go to the chat and make that clear.
Okay. Perfect. And for you too, Salam, if you could look over the other list that I had, the Amazon list that I had shared with you for the footballs and a couple of the other things that we brought last time, if you just wouldn't mind reviewing that list and seeing if there's anything I should add to that too.
Okay, I'll do that.
And I do actually have one other thing I'm in the process of doing, which is lower on my priority list, but I am doing it. Is I'm planning on building power stations for each of the health hubs, as well as those who have uh, Starlink mini units. So is what this will be is it will be essentially a set of cables that can connect directly to a battery and provide USB-C connections to charge things like laptops or phones, and also have an output for the Starlink cable to plug into. So the idea is this could be used in each of the health hubs, but it could also be used by Ben, Warihana, Salam, someone in the field. We'll kind of put these on the library system, if you will, like we do with the Starlinks, is that people who need them can use them. But this is kind of a model for the Starlink and the power needs of the first two health hubs and beyond. Is essentially one of these boxes that will be uh, uh, contain these plugs for and allow connections directly to a battery. Then the only thing that we'll need to do in the health hub is to add solar to charge the battery. And so that should make them autonomous with regards to power and their charging needs, as well as the uh, Starlink dish needs. So, Ben, does that make sense to you?
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, and
And
this should cater for even communities where there is no electricity will still be able to operate fine.
exactly. And so this is, thank you, Warhana, for the thumbs up. Salam, does this make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put some sketches or some images in the Health Hub so that you can look at these. But the idea, like I said, is essentially cables that can connect to the battery easily, can be unplugged, and then we'll have power. So the benefit here too is this will also allow you to run it off of a car. So if our truck now goes to an event, we can simply open the hood, connect this to the battery, and have power for devices, cameras, everything USB-C, and to plug in a Starlink dish mini into it and be able to power our Starlink so we have data and power available pretty much anywhere that we have access to a battery, including any vehicle that is either passing by or is that we own. So that's my goal, and that's one of the things that I'm working on putting together. So I will put some images of that and my design plans in the Health Hub. I look forward to feedback from all of you, and I plan on bringing 5 or 6 of these with me when I travel, so that I can distribute those and we can have those for the Health Hubs uh, and for you all on the ground who are needing them to operate in the field.
Good.
Okay,
Great.
great.
That's all that I had.
Great. Thank you all so very much for all of your effort. We appreciate you all,
Yes,
and
thank
hope you
you.
have a good rest of your day.
We'll see you all on Sunday. Thank you so much.
All right. See you on Sunday. Bye bye.
All right.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Thank you so much.